What it is, players, my name is Batman, and if you have enough money, you can see a very skilled doctor who will surgically remove that foot of yours with the infection. This will prevent the infection in your heel from spreading to your chest and other vital organs, and this will consequently save your life. However, had you seen a master doctor 5 months ago before you even had the infection, he might have prevented such an infection from ever taking hold in the first place, saving not only your life, but your foot as well. Not to mention it would have been a lot cheaper. Success in combat is always easier the sooner it is accomplished. The longer a problem persists, the harder it's going to be to solve it. It is easier to kill a man on a streak than it is to destroy whatever streak reward they inevitably attain. It is easier to shoot down a spy plane than it is to fight enemies that know exactly where you are, and it is also easier to shoot down a spy plane than to shoot down an attack helicopter that they got using that spy plane. So I'm playing Hardpoint on Nuketown. This is the scenario that inspired this commentary. I get a really good start to the game, right? I'm close to a VSAT. I'm like 7-0. Now, the enemy team gets in the hardpoint first, and 2 of my teammates I see go in there after them to go get them motherfuckers, and I don't go in there with them because I don't want to die. My 2 teammates, they do die. They take a couple bad guys down with them, but they fail to take the hard point because it's just the 2 of them up against like a team of 4 in there or some shit. But I want to get my VSAT, so I don't go in there after them. And I figure, you know, I can just make up whatever lead that the enemy gets later on when I have my VSAT up. So I camp it out a healthy distance from the hard point, and I pick people off until I do get my VSAT. And during this time, the bad guys rack up a 60-0 lead. Now, I call in my VSAT, and we take the next hardpoint, and we defend it valiantly, but we are only able to reach a score of 55 to the enemy's 60, because the enemies would charge in there super aggressively, and with our VSAT up, they knew they couldn't take the hardpoint from us, they couldn't defeat us, but they would put themselves in the hardpoint and contest it for however long they could, short as that might be, and they would come in, you know, wielding rocket launchers, take as many of us down with them as they could, and in the end, they bought themselves 5 seconds. Only 5, but 5 seconds. So, the match continues, and later on, in the last 10 seconds of the match, my team is down 5 points. And I am in the hard point, and all I have to do is hold it for 6 of those 10 seconds, and we will win. However, one lone bad guy gains entrance to the hard point as well. Alright, we're in the first story of one of those little houses on Nuketown. I'm in the living room, his ass is in the kitchen, and I'm waiting for him to come get me, right? ADS at the kitchen, I think he's about to walk in and try and shoot my ass, and he doesn't attack. But he is contesting the hard point, and I realize that if I want to win, I have to kill his ass in 3 seconds, but what that means is I have to go to him, because he doesn't actually care if I live or die. He just wants the hard point to be contested because his team already has the lead, and in 10 seconds they're gonna win. So I move into the kitchen to kill him. I take his claymore and an RPG to the fucking face, and the enemy wins with a 4-point lead. And so if I had played as aggressively as they had in the beginning and stopped them from racking up a 60-point lead, I probably would have won, right? If they win by 5 seconds and I gave them 60 of them. If I had moved to contest the hardpoint as they had the way they contested the hardpoint when we had it, if I had sacrificed myself for a greater cause as they did, might I have held their starting 60-point lead to a mere 54 points, thus in the long run winning the match by 1 point. But of course, holding back for a VSAT is justified, isn't it? Logically and without foresight, maybe, but we still lost. So no, it was a mistake, a failure of probability examination on my part. The probability of my team's capabilities, and of course those abilities later amplified by the VSAT, overcoming the probability that the 60-point lead would come to bite me in the motherfucking ass. And these are the thoughts that torment me at night, people. However, a much clearer and perhaps more consistent understanding of the benefits of proactive problem solving in an aggressive manner can be found in domination. When the B flag is neutral at the beginning of a match, in theory, your team as a whole must go at least 6 and 5. 5 of you sacrificing yourselves, preferably taking an enemy down with you, and leaving at least 1 man alive to secure the flag. And should you secure it, it would have been a largely painless process. You are all now free to go about your business, and if somebody attacks the flag, you will receive an audible warning about it. And that's one of the gifts of advantage for taking it first. However, if too many teammates were busy securing their own personal desires as the match first started, finding the right camping spot, steering clear of the B flag because it's, and I quote, dangerous over there, or simply not giving a shit about the B flag because it's more fun to just fight people, well, then the enemy will probably win the flag. And in an ironic poetic justice, these same folks, too preoccupied or scared to worry about the B flag, will suffer for their errors later on. For if the enemy team has captured this flag first, it is hard to know the amount of fights that must be won and the amount of deaths that will be sacrificed in order to cap it back. For it generally takes the concentrated effort of several warriors to cap a B flag, while it only takes one intelligent warrior to defend it. When attacking a B flag, you're really going to want a 3-to-1 offense to defense ratio, because if only 2 people jump on a flag, it's going to be pretty easy for one intelligent player to kill them both before the capture is complete. Consider the circumstances. The defender knows exactly where his targets are going to be. If he is properly equipped with explosives, he might not even have to show his face. The defender has full control over the circumstances of the gunfight. He gets to choose the cover he wants to use, and if he wants to defend the B flag from a mile away, he is at his leisure to do so, whilst the defenders do not know where their enemy may be, and most of the time they don't have any cover, period, particularly if they're on the B flag. Now, if 3 individuals jump on the flag, well, maybe they succeed in capping simply because the defender cannot kill all of them in time, but I bet you the defender still gets that 3rd kill after the flag is capped, though kudos to the 3 deceased for sacrificing themselves as is necessary to cap the flag. Now, they can take a turn at defending also, but the point is, to cap the B flag, you're going to have to give up free deaths to your enemy. It is inevitable, statistically increasing their chances of getting score streaks, and should this particular process continue long enough, if the aforementioned 3 deceased flag cappers did not in fact cap the B flag, maybe because there were 2 defenders instead of 1, making it infinitely easier to remove the offenders before they capped, soon the enemy will have a VSAT or a lodestar or what have you, and they will kill with it indiscriminately. And undoubtedly, the same people who were afraid to die once attempting to cap the B flag in the first place will die repeatedly at the hands of those who had the balls to cap first and reap the rewards of that act. And the circle is complete. And the problem, easily solvable in the beginning, is now causing rage quits, and the team crumbles in defeat, is secure, and the beast that is combat cackles with laughter at the incompetence of inept players who do not play the objective and cry like bitches as they dashboard. Obviously, these are extremes, simply because in the COD universe there are so many exceptions. Maybe the 3 guys capping the B flag use a smoke grenade for cover, thus earning them the cap without sacrificing a death. And the counter exception might be that the defender had a C4, and the counter exception for that might be that the defenders all had flak jacket, and on and on and on. Though as a general rule, proactive problem solving, despite all the counter exceptions and exceptions, aggressively taking any action you can as quickly as you can to further your own team's goals or hinder thine opponents will, statistically speaking, have a significantly greater probability of successful outcomes. The ratio of success, the KD of success if you will, of proactive problem solving as compared to just doing what the fuck ever with your thumb up your ass is going to be about 10 to 1. It is important to understand these numbers if you intend to master Call of Duty. Please remember to rate. This is Batman signing out.